A new Hunter exclusive pet is coming out soon, and it looks like we know exactly which skins we'll be getting next year. For more news like this, stick around for another episode of This Week in Identity 5. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of This Week in Identity 5. The amount of stuff that we got with last week's update was kind of overwhelming, so I'm going to do my best to breeze through all of this as much as I can because we got quite a lot of changes, and maybe we'll be getting a lot of changes this week too. So, Season 21 began last week with the S tier skin for Professor, the A tier skin for Works Artist, and the A tier skin for Dancer, called Spring Heated Wine, Shower, and Aromatherapy Sauna, corresponding to each skin that I mentioned. And of course, with the release of this S tier skin, this exclusive limited edition skin for Professor, we also got the new character, the Professor, come out with his ability to be able to block hits and also to be able to block one chip damage a turn and give shields to the rest of the team. This is a very interesting character, and he is kind of a point of contention right now in the community, whether he's actually good or not good at all. Last time I checked, the voting that you guys voted on that had over 2,000 votes on it, that I was like shocked at how many votes it had. Most people voted him in being A tier. This is where I would say that he was going to come. But as people start to learn how to counter him and also how to use him properly, we will see him settle down in a definite position. And we'll also see if NetEase is going to adjust him at all. Another big event that we got was the Best Performance event that is part of the Deduction Star event. Well, now the Deduction Star event has kind of finished the first half of it, where you had to vote for new skins for the following year. Well, now you have to vote for which skin you think was the best one that we've got for the previous Deduction Star skins. By logging in daily and also completing battles and completing like specific mission things, I think you'll receive more mused cards that are a little bit different. They are like a red color instead of a blue color, and use those to vote on your favorite skin. The winning skin with the highest votes will get an S tier and an exclusive one coming, I'm assuming, also next year. Oh, and in the store, you'll also be able to get a temporary Deduction Star skin unlock card that is available in the store. It's like a package, I think, so this means that you'll just be able to temporarily unlock one of the Deduction Star skins. I'm not really sure what the point of that is, but maybe someone will buy that. Yet another event that we had last week, we had the B-Duck event. Finally, it came, and we were waiting for it. We've been waiting for it for months and months and months, and they kind of just dropped it on us all of a sudden. A bit weird, I must say, but yes. Now, if you go in the store, you'll be able to purchase the B-Duck Guard 26 skin. That is an S tier skin. I've seen it in game. It really is amazing. The A tier Mercenary B-Duck style skin, along with some furniture. That is the B-Duck bathtub. That is an A tier room furniture. A B-Duck photo frame. That is a B tier furniture. And I think that is about it. But also, if you log in daily, you'll be able to receive, and complete matches of course, you'll be able to receive 2 different portraits, I think 2 different graffitis, and a specific accessory for this B-Duck crossover event. This is one that was very highly anticipated, and I do think that the skins are really worth it, but I wish that they would be able to be purchasable with fragments at least, even if it was more expensive. Other things that you'll be able to see in the store is you'll also be able to get the previous Season 20 rank accessories that are available in the store, and Axeboy's Logic Path skin if you weren't able to unlock it in the previous season, and as long as you got over 600 steps on the Logic Path, I believe. And of course, this also means that we also got the rank reset and Logic Path reset with this new season, meaning we can get the A tier Toy Merchant skin and all of the things that come along with that. And of course, the 3 different rank accessories that come with this season: the S tier for Dream Witch, an A tier for Painter, and an A tier for Naiad. I've already talked about this on my stream. I'm not a big fan of these accessories, but okay. Something that you may not have noticed, that is something that most people forgot about, is that we've currently also got the Koa 3 and Koa 4 essences unlocked in the same place where all the rest of the essences are. You'll be able to use only inspirations to open them, but it gives you a chance to get some of those older Koa skins. And I don't know if they'll be coming back next year, or at least I don't know if Koa 3 will be coming back next year. Connected to Koa, there was also a Koa skin called the Soulweaver Hairdresser skin that had some bugs in the game where some people were able to use unlock cards on it. So to kind of compensate for the fact that it's supposed to be a paid only skin, now you can get it in the store in the shop for a limited period of time, so they made it available for everyone. In the Spyglass store, they gave us tons of emotes, so go and check that one out. I'm still saving up personally for the Prospector one because I really just wanted that Prospector E tier because I don't think I have any good Prospector skins, so this will be my first one. And we got a ton of different changes in the game, and it's good to see the game a little bit more revamped and feel a little bit more fresh. And it opens up so many more discussions about what you can take in the game now. So movement speed has now got a cap on it, but not exactly a cap because it's got a diminishing returns cap. When going over 12 meters per second, that I'm not really sure what the base speed is for survivors right now. I'm sure you can check that in the kind of the character comparison section in the game. Any percentage that you get that is over that won't be in full effect, and you'll only get a fraction of that speed boost. This isn't a hard cap, but it's a soft cap. You can go over 12 meters per second, but you just won't go excessively over 12 meters a second. These kind of caps, I guess, were necessary in the game because there are more characters coming out, and I'm sure there will be more characters that boost speeds that make it so that it's a little bit unfair for hunters when there's the survivors zooming around, yes? We got the new survivor persona web trait, Flywheel Effect, that is a really fun trait to take along with you. I've been using it since its release and I really do love using it. I think it's really useful and people really undervalue it, but I made a video about it so you guys can go and see if it's worth taking compared to the other ones. Hunters got a bit of a change on their persona web too. They now got the constrain ability that is actually sometimes useful, not always. It's more effective in duo hunters mode than it is in normal hunter mode, but occasionally it's useful. That is kind of one of the issues it has. Tolerance is also a very valuable thing considering that there are so many different survivors that can make you walk slower or can affect your push or can push you back instead of stunning you, so it's nice to have some type of resistance to this, and it's not too expensive to get point wise. A quality of life update that I am so glad that they added as well is that hunters and survivors can now see Cypher Machine progress when near a Cypher Machine. Similar to how Abnormal works, but now everyone does it without Abnormal. And this is fantastic. This means that hunters can use valuable information to kind of see the progress of Cypher Machines so they don't have to worry too much about different issues. And survivors as well, getting more information, can now see what their teammates are taking, which extremities, for example one of the 4 persona web traits, they are taking above their head in the waiting lobby. That is also incredibly fantastic. Magician got a buff with 3 ones. Acrobat got a nerf to all of his ball abilities, different kind of percentages of how much they slow, affect the hunter, and also just the general size of the ball's effect radius. And a small change, Patient, Psychologist, Disciple, and Breaking Wheel got added to Crystal Ball mode. Moving on to what we can expect from this week's update, well, it's kind of not completely clear exactly what we'll be getting, but of course there are some things that are confirmed, but I'm also not 100% sure what NetEase will give us because they gave us so much this week that I thought they were going to give kind of progressively over the next following weeks, and they did not announce anything, so it's also a bit strange. So we are confirmed to be getting Thief's birthday on May 7th and also Embalmer's birthday on May 11th. So these characters will be getting, I think, sprays. If you haven't already got their portrait or their portrait frames, you'll be able to get those too. And of course, you'll be able to get the different rewards that you get for the normal birthdays. I'm expecting Professor to come out this week in the store with his B tier skin that has been shown or announced at least. And I expect he'll be coming this week, although it's not confirmed. But normally, you know, the character comes out 1 week after they're announced and released in the essences. So that will be cool for everyone to have access to Professor, meaning that we'll probably be able to see how good he is. We also will probably have the Professor Apocalypse, where everybody's playing him for a period of time. So you guys do need to brace yourselves for that, but it will be fine. One thing that I've been waiting on NetEase to do is to see if Clerk is going to be added to any of the other game modes. As far as I know, she's only available in Quick Match and Rank, and she's not available anywhere else. I wonder if maybe she's just too good for these other game modes, similar to Photographer, also Dream Witch, and Undead, where her abilities are just a little bit too complicated and strong. But I don't think that they are. She can slow down Cypher Machine progress, but that's about it. She really is just a linear chase hunter where she can only deal with 1 survivor at a time, and I'm not really sure why she hasn't been added yet, but hopefully they'll add her. Maybe she's just too difficult to use in this game mode and maybe to implement, I mean, for the developers. I'm not completely sure when the Koa events are coming to an end, and I do expect the big Cypher Machine changes and also the spawn point changes to be added relatively soon and could be coming out this week as long as Koa is coming to an end, because I think they do want to wait for Koa to end before they make any big changes, so that of course the players don't get affected by this big massive change. But if Koa is ending this week before the big patch update, then we might be seeing the Cypher Machine changes implemented. That might mean the game is going to be chaos. How about some leaks and some rumors? Well, as you guys have probably worked out, Naiad, Little Girl, Painter and Dancer won the Deduction Star votes, meaning that they will be getting more skins in the future. They will be getting the Deduction Star skins coming from the end of this year and the following year, beginning of the following year. This is both good and bad. There is a lot of controversy over why we aren't getting more skins. It's because we coincided with China's voting instead of having multiple different votes, and there are some complaints about whether this is fair and that NetEase probably should have done something about this, but it looks like NetEase is more focused on just making whatever skins people vote for and not caring too much about making it so that they have more work to do. I can understand from their perspective, but I can also understand from the player's perspective that it just feels a little bit unfair. But we'll be getting those skins, and I'm excited to see which skin Naiad will get. This will be very interesting, that's for sure. Also, we've had some audio leaks for Helemba's exclusive pet that is supposedly called Fang, according to IDV Curiosity. This pet might be coming out soon. As I understand, this is not a mini Helemba pet, but instead is going to just be a one that is only exclusive to Helemba, similar to how Gamekeeper and Geisha have exclusive pets. Well, he will also be getting one as well. And that is exciting to see. I have not listened to the audios, but I have seen the post. It's good to see some Helemba love because he does not get a lot of love in this game. Now moving on to the Talk in the Manor, where I respond to your comments that you guys left on my recent videos. Clobby says, Fui has some pretty good distance and speed. I've managed to transition to pallets using it plenty of times. It's fun, but I don't think it can replace broken windows plus borrowed time for me. Yeah, I didn't realize when in the videos, I didn't really realize before Flying Wheel Effect was added to the game that it was going to have such a massive, huge distance that it can cross when you press the button. I've been playing it quite often recently, and it does feel really, really good because it not only makes you invulnerable, but it also just makes you step like 5 steps forwards. That is kind of crazy, and it gives you so much distance. I've used it to kind of get to pallets, also to go to pallets, to kind of pallet slam on top of a hunter. I've used it to just dodge abilities, but of course it still takes a lot of skill. And it takes a lot of timing, and you also need to mind game the hunter because they can also predict that you're going to use it. Kwang Min Mai, I don't know how to read the first one, says the new trait actually buffs Barmaid as it gives her an extra tool to help her during the healing process of Dovlin. Love this trait to be honest, but I think it might need a debuff, not gonna lie. No, I think it's pretty good how it is right now, but we need to see how pro players will use it and how good it gets in rank before we can make any judgments on how strong it is. But I do agree that there are some survivors, and you make a great point, I hadn't even thought about Barmaid, that are going to benefit from this because it will just give them that extra bit of survivability. Hello there says, imagine if there was an event that would happen twice a year in which people and fans could design skins for characters, and some of the most voted and loved ones would come in the game in the shop or as an essence skin, time limited and either as an A or an S. It would be really, really cool. People would be so creative, they would get to share their ideas and we would get amazing skins this way. Yes, I'm really surprised that NetEase isn't doing these kind of things because first of all, it gives them less work for their artists to design because they just get to give exactly what players want and they don't even need to think about it themselves, they just need to implement what people make. I just feel like maybe they're either too busy or too lazy or just way too behind in the schedule or ahead in the schedule that all these things that they're releasing they have done months, possibly even 6 months in advance, and they just don't want us to wait a year before we get a skin that was voted on a year beforehand. But I'm not completely sure why they don't do this, because I've seen other games do this and it is really, really well received and gives a really good connection between the developers and the player base because they actually feel like they're getting stuff that they are asking for once. When do you think the Cypher Machine and spawn changes will come along? Do you think it will happen this week or do you think it will happen in much later in the future? Tell me down in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe to this video if you want to get more news, and check out the Black Phoenix Plus channel to get more news on the day of the patch update. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye bye.